Hello and welcome to this Sureflow installation video. We have an example site here which is supplied by a spring-fed pond. A Sureflow is being installed due to the pond's varying feed and to protect its level. First we need to feed the three 8mm pipes down the previously laid conduit between the supply tank and the pump chamber. This system uses two 32mm pipes, but a 50mm conduit is preferred. Create something to blow through the pipe like this cap and fishing line setup. Feed the line in and blow it through with some water. Once through, put a hole through the end of the pipe and tie the line to it. Cut a small taper to allow the pipe to feed through the conduit easier. Now pull the pipes through while someone pushes them from the top. Here there are two pipes down one conduit and one down the other. Now drill holes in the supply tank above the water line and feed the pipes through. Cover all external view of the pipes to prevent them getting damaged. To attach the float, we need to know where the water level is in the supply tank. The natural water level should be around 3/4 up the float in a vertical position. Mark the holes for the float bracket in the centre of the slots to give room for adjustments. Now drill the holes, insert the raw plugs and attach the float bracket to the wall. Now we can connect the pressure pipes to the float. Identify each pipe using the techniques in the manual. Pressure line runs into the first top port. Connect up the other two ports and add any identifying labels. Pipes and labels can easily be switched during testing. Cut a short piece of pipe for the exhaust, which is the last port on the bottom. Now cable tie the pipes together and fix them back to the wall so they don't impede the action of the float. Now we can fix the filter housing assembly to the wall of the pump chamber. Pick a suitable place and mark out all 4 holes. Drill the holes, insert the raw plugs and screw the assembly to the wall. Now unscrew the pressure vessel to depressurize the delivery pipe. We will now insert the T for the pressure feed takeoff which the valve runs on. Cut the flexible hose in the center and slide the Jubilee clips over each end. Insert the T and tighten up the clips. Now we can connect what will be the pressure feed to the filter assembly. Cut a comfortable length of 8mm pipe and connect up the pressure port to the yellow labelled port on the side of the filter housing assembly. Now connect the pipe corresponding with the pressure port on the float to the green port on the filter assembly. Put 1 bar pressure in the Sureflow's pressure vessel and connect it to the port with a short length of pipe. Remove the exhaust chimney and screw the valve assembly into the top of the pump. Screw it all the way home, then turn it back a 1/4 turn. Now add the connectors to the valve ports and connect the 2 remaining pipes. If you are unsure which is which, check the operation before labelling. Reapply the PTFE tape to the pressure vessel and screw it back in place. Now with the supply tank full and the float up, we can start the pump. Disconnect the pipe going into the top of the valve's diaphragm at the 90° connector. Recognise this port as closer to the centre of the valve. Hold your thumb over the end to keep pressure. Turn the shutoff valve on to start the pump. Wait for 30 seconds, then reconnect the pipe. Now disconnect the other pipe to see if water is travelling through the system. If not, adjust the pressure regulator clockwise until water flows from the pipe. If nothing happens, check your pressure line is connected to the correct port on the float. If the pump turns off, this may indicate the 2 pipes into the valve need to be switched. Once all pipes are correctly identified and the water is flowing through the system, reconnect all pipes. Now to check the valve's operation. With the steel ball inserted in the float arm and the exhaust pipe visible, manually push the float down. The pump should stop beating as the water from the bottom of the valve's diaphragm is exhausted. Wait 30 seconds, then push the flow up to start the pump again. Water is now exhausted from the top of the valve diaphragm. Air may need to be expelled from the system, so do this 5 or 6 times to ensure the valve is running smoothly. Now to adjust the float's action, we need to remove the rubber bung from the top of the float and add some water to weigh it down slightly. This helps the float drop on the down action. Use a small length of tube to suck water up and eject it into the float. Aim to fill around 1/5 of the float. To check you haven't added too much or too little water to the float, watch a full cycle. The float should kick up all the way and the pump will start up. Water will exhaust but eventually stop. On the downstroke, check to see the float drops all the way and that the exhaust water stops. Add or remove water from the float if necessary and replace the rubber bung.